We will be getting underway shortly for tonight's Zelda 1 randomizer race between ZebGedney and Hipoot. ZebGedney has been a veteran to the Zelda 1 randomizer community, been participating in, I believe, both of the prior tournaments to this. Hipoot is brand new to the randomizer community. He just learned this at SGDQ 2017. He's primarily a Luigi's Mansion runner, and it looks like we have already found a level.
Level 7. Smaller than 8 and 6, but it's still not that small. I don't think they're going to be spending a lot of time in here. So hello, I'm Thierwolf, and I'm joined with Ryko Ryder on commentary.
Yes, these two should be able to put up a pretty exciting race.
Zeb has played a lot of races, but not recently. He did enter the showcase race at the end of October, placed in the middle of the pack.
Well, it looks like we have one of my seeds by the rupee secret. We have a 60 rupee large secret, so money is going to be quite tight for these runners. We may not see a blue ring until late, and we see Wizrobes on the overworld, blue Wizrobes at that. So there could be some screens that are very difficult to navigate on the overworld. Now, for those of you...
That does mean they're not in dungeons.
True.
So go ahead, Ryko.
Now, for those of you that are either new to the Zelda 1 randomizer scene or haven't watched since the previous tournament, a lot of things have changed. The one that you may have noticed right away is you'll see a lot of overworld enemies appearing in dungeons. That is as a result of the latest patch that Fred has put out for the Zelda 1 randomizer, where we can now have enemies that are normally in dungeons on the overworld. They're all thrown into one pool, and it looks like ZebGedney has found level 2.
Now that's a much better level to find than level 7. Small, there's an item on the floor, or you might have to kill some enemies. And there's our first map, showing off shapes.
Another one of the marquee flags that is being used for this tournament is randomized dungeon shapes. What it will do is it will procedurally generate all 9 of the dungeon shapes. Levels 1 through 6 are on one 8x16 grid, and then levels 7 through 9 are on a second 8x16 grid. Hipoot finding a hint cave, he will do well to keep that location in mind.
You just have to dodge the Wizrobes to get into it. But you did a good job doing so. But that location, you can do some save, retry, hint buys, especially if you can do the screen scrolling.
Well, Hipoot is new to the randomizer scene, so I'm not quite sure how comfortable he is with these screen scrolls, and we do have a very nasty Landmola room in level 7. So it'll be interesting to see how much of level 7 he decides to explore. ZebGedney finding some Take Any Roads. He will explore all 4 of these to see where these take him. If he can make it past these blue Wizrobes, looks like he does.
So the distribution of the inroads isn't great.
It's fair.
They're all kind of north and central. Could be worse. Could be better. And Hipoot buys some bombs. 11 rupees. Not bad.
Certainly not bad. I'm usually excited to see bombs at about that price or less.
Yeah. The base price is 20. It can go anywhere from 1 to 40. 11, that is on the low end of the spectrum.
Which is a good thing, because money may not be very good in this seed. It all depends on the value of the medium secret, and the medium secret is nice at 36 rupees, which will offset the value of the large secret, but both runners will need to be very careful in their shopping decisions, where one decision that they make shopping can have a huge impact on the seed.
You never know if arrows or meat is going to be required, or you might need to buy some keys.
And one quirk about the shuffled enemy groups is that you'll see pulse voices a lot more than you would pre-shuffled groups. And ZebGedney taking a death to the blue Octoroks by vanilla level 8. He will be headed back to start.
I mean, that start location isn't bad. It could be a lot worse.
It's almost vanilla.
It's almost vanilla, yeah. There's a lot of ways you can go. West, east, north. You got some options with this start screen.
So far, we haven't seen a whole lot. About 5 minutes in, neither runner has a sword.
And they're looking. They want to find that open cave that has a wood sword in it. And I'm pretty sure Zeb has been trying to find the Armos item too, but no such luck yet.
Did I just see a money-making game at the start screen on Hipoot's side?
I was looking at the arrow prices, so I did miss that. I do see a magical boomerang as a white sword item.
Not the white sword item you want to find.
No. I don't know that we'll be seeing anyone picking that up.
If money were a bit better, I would have considered leaving that old man present of an explosive for that inferior model.
And the small secret is small.
The small secret usually doesn't have an impact on your shopping decision very much. It's more just a slap in the face every time you see, for instance, a penny small secret. Looks like ZebGedney is trying to do a screen scroll to get across the river, having a little bit of trouble, does manage to get it.
Yep, good job there.
And Hipoot going to the bottom left corner.
Yeah, if there's a sword here, it's a good call.
And we do have a sword!
You go.
That may take ZebGedney a while to find, so Hipoot does have an early advantage. It does depend on the direction that ZebGedney heads. And he is pretty warm, and that's a nasty vanilla 3 screen.
Yeah, and that's the hint shop.
That is the hint shop, so we may see what he does. It looks like we have a ladder in level 1.
Learning where the ladder is always nice.
That's one of the best hints you can find, is the location of the ladder.
That hint, well, you don't have to dig 7.
That's always a good... I always think that finding hints for junk items is good, just because that way you know you don't have to dig that dungeon, especially if it's a very large dungeon. And 7 can be small, but it really depends on the size of level 8.
So Zeb did not go to that bottom left corner. Which I don't blame him. If you don't have bombs, you're leaving an unexplored cave there. But that's where the sword is.
And that's a very tricky place for the wood sword. I actually think that's the second worst place that the wood sword can be, just in a general sense, in terms of just pure location. And Hipoot has found level 3, so he will be the first to enter a dungeon with a sword. And these two screens up in the northeast corner are giving ZebGedney a lot of trouble. Nice screen scroll to get over those blue wizards. That is nasty. Well done.
Oh, and there we are. The second hints. Level 6 heart. White sword and 8. Now, if you find level 8 and you don't have a sword, you might stick around a little trying to get that white sword out.
Oh, absolutely. And 7-8 Time mentioning in chat that the worst place for the wood sword cave is the Death Mountain cave. That is generally correct. It really depends on the screen, though. For instance, the cave that ZebGedney is on right now, if there are nasty enemies such as blue Darknuts or Lionels or Wizrobes up there, it can be a real nightmare to get into that screen. And ZebGedney finding a candle, so we see a lot of route divergence leading to different exploratory tools. So even though ZebGedney will not find a sword with all the under any of these burned bushes, he may find a dungeon that contains a wand. He may find level 8. He may find a red candle.
And we got a power bracelet on the coast. Might be required. And Hipoot did buy a candle in that coast shop, so he's in good shape for exploring the east. And he did find level 8, which we know has a white sword in it. But Hyrule's favorite game might just be in play. Find the bomb wall.
And Hipoot has found himself inside of level 8. He does not know that the white sword is here, and it looks like he is just going to leave. This is a good play from his perspective, just because with the size of level 8, you don't know what kinds of enemies are in there. You'll see a lot of runners, even though there are 2 items in that dungeon, hold off on exploring level 8 until they have better equipment, just because with the size of that dungeon, you can wander in there for far too long and lose a lot of time to come up empty-handed.
Generally, you want to save the bigger dungeons for later, when you're better equipped. But sometimes an early play into one of them can benefit you.
And yes, we do need to yell at Fred for the location of level 8. Fred!
That is true. Not random enough. And Zeb's got to be careful. Have heart strats. Not necessarily what you want to have on the overworld.
Especially not this far away from start.
But if he goes down, he'll find a level, be able to up A, back to full health.
Have we seen the white, or not the white sword item, have we seen the Armos item yet? I don't think we have. I think it must be on Death Mountain.
We have not. It's in the grave, it looks like. So, Hipoot might be wrapping his way up there. Maybe.
It depends on
Depends
how
on if he
comfortable
can.
he is with the screen
Yes,
wrap.
it does require a screen scroll from this direction. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go through the dead woods.
And the screen scroll from the right to left is a lot more difficult from the left to right, because the left to right screen scroll, you can actually sword buffer, the right to left you cannot. And it is a bit unfortunate that the more difficult screen scroll is also the one that's more important. ZebGedney taking another death.
Yeah, Wizrobes on the overworld will get you.
This overworld really just eating both of these runners alive. Are we going to see ZebGedney do some gambling?
We might.
Not quite. Looks like he was just doing a save and retry to
Just
maybe
save the
conserve a
bomb.
bomb. But this does confirm that we do have a money-making game at the start screen, and with the money situation the way it is, depending on the value of the door repair and what items you may want to look into purchasing, it may be worth his time to actually do some gambling.
Yeah, the rewards from the money-making game are randomized, so you could get up to 70 rupees if you get that sort of random change. And Hipoot finds a stair. What do we have inside? There's our book.
We knew the book was here.
He did
know-
not.
He did not. He did not, but ZebGedney knew the book was there.
He was probably hoping for a stair to get to somewhere that didn't require a bomb hole.
And this take any road surrounded by 6 blue Wizrobes is just brutal.
Does look like Hipoot's gonna make a play for the Triforce. Maybe get some keys.
He's probably more looking for keys, and we have Land Mullahs on Ritalin, just giving Hipoot the business. I'm not quite sure how long he'll want to stay in here.
That might be our stair. Didn't get all 4, and now he speeds up, and nope, Candle's not gonna do it.
Does get it with the bomb, though.
That's always nice.
And
Deeper into 7 he goes.
Manhandlers are some of the most random enemies in the game, very difficult to deal with.
It looks like Zeb's gonna explore the northeast. Maybe bomb some places that he hasn't checked yet. And those are the blue moblins, blending in with the dungeon palette.
The blue moblins in a lot of palettes will mimic the color of the dungeon. It's just a limitation of the palettes themselves. It's the same reason why you'll see Zul's change color in dungeons depending on what the palette is.
They have camouflage. They do not want to be seen. show this to the human. ZebGedney says no to the paper.
Really? Is there a
What?
reason why you wouldn't take the paper there?
If he doesn't ever plan on buying a potion, I guess. I mean, it's an item.
That's a pretty bold statement. As soon as I find that letter, I'm really happy to grab it. It looks like we have simultaneous deaths from both of our runners. This seed absolutely eating both of these runners alive.
Yeah, Hipoot got trapped in that room with the Gleeok, shut a door. Gleeok with wood sword and a low amount of hearts. That's not easy.
Not unless you run any percent with the record route.
Right. But it does look like Zeb's heading toward the wood sword cave, so he'll be getting that and happy to see it.
He'll definitely be happy to see it, but he probably won't be happy with the amount of time it took for him to find it.
Well, yeah.
The only time I'm happy to see a wood sword at this amount of time is if I find it in Death Mountain, because I know it's going to take everybody a long time to find it. But using that sword, Hipoot has quite an advantage just in terms of exploration, because he's been able to go into dungeons and learn more about them.
Yep.
And it looks like Hipoot is leaving this level 7. It's got some very nasty enemies, all kinds of land mullas. I do not blame him for leaving this dungeon.
He already knows the item, yeah.
ZebGedney has located level 5.
Be good to see what's in here. Got orange guys.
And inside level 5, we have a bow. With those locked doors, he will probably take this and leave.
Yeah, having the bow is great. You get yourself some arrows, and Pulse Voice are no longer an issue.
We haven't really seen many Pulse Voice yet, but it does look like he is going to pirouette to try to open up a bomb wall in this dungeon, but it looks like level 5 may wind up being key blocked.
Or it's just find the bomb hole. Level 1 on Hipoot's side.
He does have level 1, and he does have a couple of keys. So he will be able to make some progress.
Compass is always good. It tells you where the Triforce is.
And this is great for him. He should be pretty excited to find this dungeon because he doesn't know what's in here.
Oh. Lionel's,
Wrong way. Wrong way. This room can be very tricky to block clip in. Nice block clip from Hipoot, and he is going to find the ladder in level 1. He has to be very happy with his position right now.
Oh, yes. Having ladder just solves so many issues. You don't have to worry about all those ladder blocks, the Triforce that happens to be in the middle of a circular river room. Just a great find. Oh, well
nice
then.
Stout bomb upgrade for Hipoot.
+6.
+6 bombs. That is going to make exploration of level 9 so much easier when we get there.
And if there are any rooms that require heavy combat, having 14 bombs, that's nice. He did cheat the key door open, left the dungeon, went left a screen, came back. And he knows there's no purpose to that room at all. No drop rooms ever in the single blocks.
And he's already found the staircase, so the only way that could lead to something is if this is a segmented level 1. And based on the shape that we have seen so far, Hipoot bombing up from there does not realize that there can never be a bomb wall behind the bomb upgrade men.
Very true.
And
just cost a bomb.
It does look like he is key blocked out of level 1, so he will need to come back, but I'm sure he's absolutely thrilled to find the ladder.
And Zeb is going to increase his offense with the wand as the Armos item.
That's big for him.
Having the guaranteed ranged weapon, very nice.
more importantly, a weapon that does white sword damage, or what I like to call a premium weapon.
Having it early is very, very nice. It makes combat so much better. Especially with Wizards on the overworld, your dungeon combat is going to be a whole lot easier.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like Hipoot taking full advantage of these bomb upgrade of that 6 bomb upgrade against these orange dark nuts in level 2. So with all of those bombs, I could see him doing some exploration in some of the levels that he has passed on. It looks like we have found most of the levels.
We have found a good amount.
I think the only levels we're actually missing, we're missing 4, 6, and 9, I believe.
Yep. Well, the runners are taking very different paths. Zeb up in Death Mountain right now, and Hipoot's over south of the desert.
I would expect ZebGedney to probably locate the rest of these levels. I wouldn't be surprised if they're up in Death Mountain. We've got pretty good coverage elsewhere.
It's either that or they're behind a power bracelet or a raft or recorder. You never know.
I'm actually a little surprised when he was in the area on the Eastern Forest that Hipoot didn't return to... has he checked the coast yet?
He did check the coast. He saw the power bracelet.
That's something that I would have considered picking up while I was over there.
Well, he didn't have the ladder at the time, and he just went from level 1 to level 2, I believe. So if he swings back with the ladder, I wouldn't be surprised to grab it. Because there are a lot of levels over that area.
Look at these screen scrolls from ZebGedney.
Very well done.
And Hipoot's stuck in a shutter door room with a large number of blue dark nuts. Taking full advantage of the river room to be able to take out these blue dark nuts without putting himself in too much danger. It is slow taking them on this way, but it will definitely ensure his survival.
Maybe slow, but you can't die if you're on the river. And you don't want to start over.
Oh, certainly not in a dungeon as linear as the one he's in right now. This is a very tricky room, and he does need to be careful. He's down to a heart and a half, so if he does get bopped by one of those blue dark nuts, he will be headed back to start. Careful!
And Zeb has found level 1, but he doesn't have keys, so he's going to have to at least cheat open one key door. And he did purchase the arrows for his bow, but he has no rupees right now, so...
Oh, there's a little wall master.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those wall masters.
If you ever get into a room and clear out all the enemies that doesn't have a push block room, and you're wondering why the shutter isn't opening, then there's a wall master in there. Poop finding a heart container, so he will be able to pick up the item.
Yeah, the magic boomerang.
Which I don't see either one of them grabbing at this point, but...
I mean, if you don't have anything, you pick it up, because it's something.
And you would be surprised how often I've missed having a boomerang just because there's a bomb on the other side of a river that I've wanted to pick up, or even just some rupees when I need rupees for arrows.
It does have its uses. And I think Hipoot is trying to locate that item.
He is, and we actually don't know what this item is. And what do we have left in play? We have the raft is still out there. The red ring is still out there.
And Zeb is getting his ladder.
We have raft, red ring,
silvers,
any key.
There's a lot of items unaccounted for right now.
But I do like this play to dig out the item.
Yeah, you got a map, so it's not like a room can hide from you. You got a ladder, so you can't be blocked. At least not that way.
And depending on his depending on how much he's been practicing and how experienced he is with the randomizer, he may just be interested in trying to dig out the red ring.
And there you go.
Lord Banana in level 2. So for those of you just tuning in, we're about 25 minutes into the seed, and we do actually know where most of the items are. Level 1, one of the items has the ladder. It is unknown where the other one is. Level 2 had Lord Banana. We do not know the item in level 3. Level 4 had the recorder. Level 5 had the bow. Level 6 had the heart container. Level 7 has the book. One of the items in level 8 is the white sword. The other item in level 8 is unknown. We do not know either item in level 9. The wand was the Armos item. The white sword item was the inferior model. And the ladder coast heart was the power bracelet.
Oh, pay the toll and you go north just to find that shoot room you can't do anything about.
Oh, shoot, indeed. And paying for one of those rooms has to hurt with money as tight as it can be in the seed. And it looks like level 3 is bow blocked. He does have that bow out of level 5, but that may prove a little problematic for Hipoot because both of them are in the same dungeon, but he will not be able to get past that Goma.
And we can see the Triforce is back here, so Hipoot will not be able to get the Triforce.
So if there is something valuable here, then that could swing this into ZebGedney's favor, but based on the exploration that we've seen so far, although ZebGedney does have that bow, Hipoot has done a lot more exploration, so it's really hard to say who's winning at this point.
Yeah, it could still go either way. There's a lot of unknowns.
Especially silver arrows, because those are still unaccounted for, and we only have 4 unaccounted for items at this point, and the silver arrows can be in level 9, so I believe at this point we do have a 2 out of 3 chance for the silver arrows to be in level 9.
And level 9 known as the Great Equalizer because depending on the route you take, you might find everything you need and your opponent might just take every wrong turn. And 9 is huge.
Oh, absolutely. It's very, very large. And we have silvers in level 3, so this could actually get Hipoot into trouble. I believe this means that wood arrows are required for this seed because
silvers are arrow blocked.
So this could get Hipoot potentially into a lot of trouble later on if he gets this Triforce and does not dig out the item.
It depends on when Hipoot goes back and at least gets the bow from 5. And he's not anywhere close to it.
So this means that we can confirm that the raft is in level 8, meaning that the any key and the red ring are in level 9. Hipoot continuing his exploration of level 3, he will try to find as much as possible in here. He may actually go digging through this dungeon to try to find keys as well, because he is a little low on keys. ZebGedney out of keys.
This might be a seed where keys play a big factor as well. You open the wrong door, you might find yourself in a dead end with no way to open the correct key door.
We could see a situation with that money-making game at start coming into play because the runners may need to gamble for key money.
They very well might. And Zeb's going to dive into level 8.
Zeb also picked up his power bracelet.
Yep. It's a good thing if you don't know where all the levels are, which we don't.
We do not. 4, 6, and 9 are still missing. At this point, likely up in Death Mountain.
I know Zeb did look at a lot of Death Mountain. I don't think he looked at all of it, though. He's gonna give 8 a good try. And Hipoot's trying his best to explore everything, but he might just know, I need bow and arrow now.
He's figured it out that he is bull blocked out of a level 3, and it might take him a while to get back to level 5.
Yeah, he doesn't know where level 5 is because he hasn't explored the Deadwoods yet.
And this seed also being very, very stingy with health.
Oh man. And Zeb is back down to 3 hearts.
No, he doesn't know about
rough.
the bomb upgrade. He doesn't know about the bomb upgrade, so...
Nope.
So if he finds a bomb upgrade, he's probably going to be kicking himself that he gave up one of his precious hearts, especially since he's back down to 3 and no ring yet. Have we even found the blue ring shop?
I believe we did see it somewhere up in the north. It was like 230.
230 is a lot of money, and it does look like ZebGedney is key blocked out of a very, very ugly looking level 8.
Well, that's a map. Poot's going back into level 1. He got the Triforce. Hasn't seen the second item.
I guess we don't quite have confirmation of any key in Red Ring and 9. There's still one item outstanding.
Yeah, the red candle.
Yes,
the last one.
The red candle is still out there, so we don't. So I guess we don't know, but we do know. But we do know that one of the any key or the red candle are in there.
And those Lionels are just swinging their swords everywhere. Zeb is still trying to find those last few levels.
Looking more and more like they're on Death Mountain.
Yeah. But he hasn't explored this section yet, so he's gonna clear it all. Try not to leave anything behind when you're at a place. Because backtracking takes time.
Routing the overworld is one of the most important parts of Zelda 1 Randomizer that a lot of new players overlook. Having a good overworld route can save you minutes.
Yeah. And sometimes these races come down to just minutes.
Oh, absolutely. We have seen some incredibly close races in past tournaments.
I imagine we're going to see some close ones here, too. I think this one has the makings of being very close, depending on some of the routing choices made.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like, from what I've been seeing of their combat, both of these runners appear to be pretty equally skilled.
Yeah.
So we
Who's
could
taking down bunnies? No issue.
And with a wood sword, fighting bunnies with a green tunic and a wood sword can be very, very scary.
Yeah, they do 2 hearts of damage with the green tunic, so...
A lot of nasty rooms in this level 1.
And the rough part is he's looking for a floor item, so... It might be in one of those nasty rooms. But this room's less nasty than some.
I don't blame him for clearing this room, but... After seeing some of those nasty Lionel Shutter rooms, if he doesn't find this item soon, he may just want to consider getting out of dodge.
Well, heart container isn't bad.
And that's a heart container, which I don't believe he knows that is the dungeon heart, and that's one of the issues that you can run into in level 1 or level 2 if you don't know where the ladder heart has been shuffled to.
Level 9.
Yes, ZebGedney has run into level 9. It is close to start, so
We'll be back there later.
Easy for him to get health, and it does look like Hipoot is going to leave the other item in level 1.
Does look that way. There are lots of tough enemy rooms deep in the level. I don't blame him at all for leaving. Would likely do the same. Zeb not checking the power bracelet spot.
There could be a level there. Maybe he forgot he has it.
Yeah, that does happen. But he has level 2. He's gonna spend some time here, hunt down the Triforce, hunt down the item.
And based on what we've seen so far, this appears that it's going to be a pretty combat-heavy seed. Even though we don't have Wizrobes in dungeons, there are a lot of nasty Dark Nut and Lionel rooms.
Yeah, switching out Wizrobes for Lionels doesn't really help you that much. Now, Zeb does have silver arrows, and Lionels versus silvers, they don't fare so well. But that hurts your rupee count.
As long as
Zeb does get the ladder.
And he's probably pretty happy to find that, given the difficulty of the dungeons in this seed.
Now it looks like Zeb's doing the strategy of, if it looks too hard, I'll leave it, try to find the item in an easier place.
That's a wonderful strategy, because you have no clue where the item could be, and the seed being extremely stingy with hearts, plus he's down a heart from taking that heart penalty in the life for money room.
Yes.
That's one of the worst.
Taking a heart penalty is rough.
That's one of the worst choices to have to make, is between hearts and bomb capacity. A lot of runners really underestimate how much going down 1 max bomb capacity hurts. Have you ever had to go through a seed with 6 bomb capacity before?
I avoid that at all costs. No, not in recent memory at least. But that's rough. You never want to be forced to do that.
I've done it once, never again.
I will spend the heart. Of course, if the choice is bomb capacity or 5 keys and I don't have any key, what can you do?
What choice do you have?
You got no choice.
And it does look like Hipoot is finally stumbling into some more health.
Yep.
He is up to 8 hearts.
And if Zeb continues his path, he's going to see a boomerang on the ground. And now he can just go back, grit that Triforce, and head on out of here. Mission accomplished. And he did pick up some keys while in here.
The seed not being very generous with safeties at all.
He does not pick up Lord Banana. And it looks like Hipoot's on his way to finding level 5.
Undoubtedly skipping on the boomerang to make his menus faster.
Yes. I mean, select swap is fast, but you still have to scroll through things, everything you have in your inventory.
Hipoot looks like he's going to pirouette to get this door open in level 5, so he is headed in the correct direction. He may pick up his bow soon. The question is, once he gets this bow, will he head back to level 3? Probably not anytime soon, just because of where level 3 is located on the map. Depending on his comfort with the screen scroll, we may see him go up to the graveyard in Death Mountain. Very interesting that it's been almost 40 minutes and neither one of these runners has really done much up in the Death Mountain area.
Zeb picked up the wand up there, and I believe he explored the eastern part of it.
A little bit, but there's a lot of real estate unexplored up there.
Yeah, West Death Mountain has a lot of bomb spots. Hipoot's digging into 5, trying to get that Triforce. But you never want to return to a level if you can help it.
So depending on how quickly he finds this Triforce, this could just get him into more trouble.
Ladder's so nice.
Oh, absolutely. I have a lot of admiration for ZebGedney right now, just dealing with the health situation on his side. He's been struggling with the health and defense situation for this entire seed, and he's just been plugging along.
He's been doing really well.
He's improved a lot since the last tournament that I saw him race in.
And Hipoot discovers, when I used that key door in a room, I should have just gone left. Triforce on the ground.
He does have the bow now, though, so if he can pick up some, if he goes to pick up wood arrows, which I think he's seen a few Pulse Voices in dungeons, so it would not surprise me to see him get some wood arrows soon if he's marked down where they are.
And he did see the Goma in 3, so
ZebGedney unable to afford that bomb upgrade. And Hipoot turning around after exploring the cave on the screen that you would normally screen wrap to get the graveyard access, so he may not be as comfortable with the screen scroll. Either that or he's just picking up wood arrows.
Yeah, if you had that marked down, it's a good move to go back and just grab it. You're nearby.
Oh, absolutely. And ZebGedney getting the Triforce out of level 1, so that will even up this Triforce count at 3 apiece. ZebGedney does have a bit of an advantage in that he has the silver arrows, but his lead is evaporating pretty quickly.
I don't know if I'd say either really has a lead right now. It's really just a close race. But silvers are nice. And if Hipoot doesn't dig out the silvers from 3, that he'll be in trouble, but I would imagine you would dig out the item in 3. And the blue wizards still don't play nice, no matter how much health you have.
Oh, that is a very cheap red potion.
I'll take a 50 red potion anytime.
It's both of these players making great shopping decisions as well. They have pretty plentiful money, and it does look like ZebGedney is going to do some exploration in the Death Mountain area.
Yeah, he needs to find those last few levels just to know, do I need a raft? Do I have to go back somewhere? And he is doing the West Death Mountain, which there's a lot of spots up there. It's likely there's at least one level, likely more.
Well, the only levels we have left are 4 and 6.
Yep. Hipoot might be making his way back to 3. And maybe swinging by the power bracelet spot afterwards.
That's good routing. Those power bracelet spots can be surprisingly pesky, especially if you have a late bracelet. And ZebGedney finally getting some health.
Gotta be happy to be up to at least 6. Still, you'd want more.
And you are correct, Hipoot is diving back into level 3 to take care of that Goma, and he's going to be extremely pleased with what he finds.
You just have to deal with these Vyres.
And speaking of Vyres, once he has silver arrows, he'll be able to very easily get bombs from them as well.
Much better to fight them with silvers than with pretty much anything short of max. ZebGedney is running low on bombs, which tends to happen up on Death Mountain.
And the Silk Soldier in chat asking about the required items, or the tracked items being required. Those are the 6 items that are being tracked are the ones that the game considers important. In that the power bracelet, the ladder, the raft, the recorder, and the bow cannot be in level 9. So you can use those to infer what items are in the other dungeons. That is actually how we know that the raft is in level 8. Neither of our 2 runners know it, but we do know it just from process of elimination that the raft is either
8 or 1, because we don't really know the second item in 1.
Right, we still don't know the other item in 1. But it's in one of those 2 places, and we know that it can't be in 9.
Zeb is without keys still. That's always a rough place to be. Gotta say, we have not... Well, we did find level 6. But level 4 remains elusive.
And Hipoot finding his silver arrows, so once he goes over to this bracelet... Once he goes over to this bracelet spot, we will have dead heat. Looks like ZebGedney on cleanup duty for some of these other dungeons before going back to level 4, just because he is probably a little bit concerned about his bomb count.
Bomb count, key count. Go back to a big level that you need to dig out a Triforce for. Hope you get a lot of keys for the other ones.
Or the any key. There is a small chance that the any key could be located outside of level 9, but it's not terribly likely just because we have so few items outstanding.
And Hipoot is making his way over to pick up that power bracelet on the coast. And probably going to swing into level 8 while he's there. Well, Zeb hunts down that Triforce in 7. I believe Hipoot spent some time in here and just wasn't able to make headway because land molas.
Oh, not even land mows, but just the enemies in general in this dungeon were nasty.
That and Hyrule's favorite game, find the bomb hole.
And playing the bomb hole game is not something that you want to do with your default capacity, and that could actually give Hipoot an advantage if there is a required bomb hole in a dungeon, because he has that bomb upgrade.
That is definitely going to come into play in some of these bigger dungeons where there's a lot of walls and only some of them will bomb.
Oh, that is a nasty room that ZebGedney just died in.
Hopefully it doesn't have a compass or Triforce in it. That is bad.
Because that would not be a very fun room to clear out.
Not with green tunic. With sword. Now wand helps. But still not fun. Zeb's seeing the book. Says no.
Sorry, Lizzie.
And Hipoot is making his way to the Triforce. He's got the compass, he knows where it is, just can I get there? The answer is probably.
Now this does bring up a little bit of a dilemma with level 8 in general. If you find the location of the Triforce, do you keep going to dig out one item?
Well, if you already have the bow and silver arrows...
Well, Hipoot doesn't have to make that decision because he just found the white sword.
Yep. It's always happy to find that.
Which is especially valuable to him because I believe he still does not have a wand.
He has never made it up to that Grave Armos.
And I wonder if that's weighing on his mind right now.
It might be. It looks like we're dealing with the staircase situation, or you gotta swing all the way around the little empty hole to get to that Triforce.
Well, it looks like it. Level 8 definitely giving Hipoot the runaround, and he just spent his last key.
He had a good amount of keys, and they quickly evaporated. That can happen.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in shapes, keys can become a big issue.
Oh, and the Dodongo eats the bomb instead of, getting smoked by it.
He laid the second bomb too late is what happened.
He did. But if you're able to smoke a Dodongo, put it on a half tile, or just get him hit by the smoke, then you can stab him and grab some bombs from him. Almost always. Unless you're at a fairy drop.
But I did see Hipoot using the two bomb method to take those out, and ZebGedney going back into level 1 to get that bomb upgrade, and that's going to be a fantastic decision for him.
That was a great decision. He remembered it was there. He had the money. Like, I need bombs.
Especially if you're out of bombs in the first place.
Oh yeah, and then you get 14 out of it. That's just a great feeling. Hipoot's trying to find a staircase that'll take him to that one room. Gets a key.
Boy, what either of these two wouldn't give for the any key right now.
These seats can be really rough on your key counts. I mean, both of our runners have one right now. Just rough. Because there are a lot of key doors. But Hipoot takes the magical stair, and bam, Triforce.
Triforce out of level 8. ZebGedney is right on his tail, though, also in level 8. But for now, the Triforce count is even at 5 Triforces apiece. This has been an incredibly back-and-forth race, with both of our runners taking different routes, but keeping the score relatively even. I don't think any runner has ever had more than a 1 Triforce lead in this entire race.
No, they've been keeping it real close. And Zeb is gonna come across that white sword very soon.
And that's something that will be welcome for him as well, especially going into some of these dungeons with nastier enemies, and eventually level 9. I think this is just going to come down to level 9.
Now Hipoot is going back into 8 to dig out that second item. He might be looking for a raft.
He could be looking for a raft. He may not be comfortable with the color of his clothes right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't know
or
where
the any key.
He doesn't know where a wand is. He doesn't know where any key is. I want to say that we found all the trash items except the red candle. Hipoot laid that bomb a little too early, and he's going through his stack of bombs pretty quickly.
And Zeb is key blocked from continuing in 8.
Hipoot did go through a lot of keys going through level 8, so...
He did.
And it looks
he was
like
able to get the white sword, but that was it.
ZebGedney is doing a save. He's still not doing a money-making game. Like, at this point, you've explored a lot of dungeons, and you're at 0 keys. This is one of those situations where you may want to consider doing a money-making game for keys. This is a rough room that Hipoot has found himself in. He's found himself shuttered inside a room with a large number of blue dark nuts with no space he can hide.
It's all down to combat at that point.
He's doing some fantastic bomb work, but blue dark nuts can be extremely challenging for even the best runners. And he's down to 2 hearts. One more bop. Nice fairy drop.
The good thing about blue dark nuts, they're in the health drop group, so kill one, you might get lucky, get a fairy.
I have no doubt.
Global's set right.
I have no doubt that's by design.
It likely is, yes. Zeb's back in 5, which I believe he's going to end up key blocked out of here, which is unfortunate.
I don't believe he knows that, but...
Yeah, he was trying to bomb some walls to get out of there, but...
Oh, this is another nasty room that Hipoot has found himself in. This does look like... could be the item room, but... Man, this is an ugly room.
And the bubbles are just right on him. But the blue dark nuts got his back. They'll say, hey, have a fairy.
He's doing an absolutely wonderful job in this room.
And Zeb has realized, I am key blocked in level 5.
And
He's got to reevaluate. He's got to think, what do I do next? Where do I go?
And Hipoot has found the raft in level 8. So we know that there is going to be a premium item in level 9.
So Hipoot's going to be able to find all the levels. Because we know level 4 has the recorder, it's not under the lake. The logic of the Zelda 1 randomizer wouldn't allow that. So, given Raft, given Power Bracelet, wherever it is, he can find it.
It would be prudent for him to check the East Raft spot while he's over here.
It does look like he's heading that way.
And it looks like ZebGedney, with his plethora of bombs, is going to clean out the rest of Death Mountain.
And check the Power Bracelet spot while he's up there. I think he's already cleared Death Mountain, so... No, it's not East Raft.
It's not.
Level 8 was in its original spot. Is level 4 gonna be in its original spot too?
That's definitely a possibility. What haven't we checked?
I think a couple Power Bracelet spots. Like this one up here. I think Zeb might have checked this. Maybe the Power Bracelet by the ferry hasn't been checked.
These runners are both taking a lot of deaths with the color of their tunic and the heart situation.
And they're nowhere near a blue ring. And they might need to buy keys, so... Money-making game might be a very good call.
It's so rare that you have to use money-making game, but this is a situation where you might need to. ZebGedney is at the West Raft spot, but he does not have the raft. Hipoot buying a potion, so we may see him use potions on some dungeons outside of level 9, just because of his tunic situation. Hipoot going back into level 7.
Yep, he needs to clean this one up, get the Triforce out of here.
But he is going to have to dig very deep to get it.
Zeb's trying to get the screen scroll over, it looks like. The blue wizards. No, he's checking the spot.
That's such a rough screen to have to do a screen scroll on, because even without the pressure of enemies, screen scrolls are not easy. They are a pixel perfect into frame perfect. And the side that he needs to do the scroll on is the side that you can't sword buffer it.
And the fun thing about blue wizards is they don't respect your immunity on the side. They'll just run up right into you and walk right into you.
No, they do not. Where is this level 4?
I'm banking on vanilla level 4 right now. But Hipoot has found the map to level 7.
And we have had some ugly shapes in the seed.
Looks like Zeb's diving back into 1, trying to find that second item. Which at this point is either going to be a red candle, a red ring, or a magical key.
If he finds the any key in level 1, this will be huge for him.
The problem is level 1 has tons of key doors.
And Hipoot finding the heart container in level 7, that gets him to 9 hearts. One more heart, and he will have an outside chance at picking up mags.
Magical sword makes combat a whole lot easier. Not required by any means, but it is very nice. And Hipoot, well, you got a bomb upgrade, but when you have 0 bombs...
He also got information that the magical key is in level 1, so if ZebGedney finds this floor item, he is going to be ecstatic. So now we can confirm the locations of all of the items, and now that we're just about an hour into the seed for all the people that have just come in, I can do an item recap for you. Level 1 has the ladder and the any key. Level 2 has Lord Banana. Level 3 has silver arrows. We have a recorder in level 4, a bow in level 5, heart container in level 6, the book is in level 7, the white sword and the raft are in level 8. By process of elimination, we know that the red candle and the red ring are in level 9. The wand was the Armos item. The white sword item was the inferior model. And the ladder coast item is the power bracelet.
And 4 is at vanilla.
Fred, you had one job.
Not random enough.
I can excuse him for 1, but 2 dungeons at vanilla. So
that's rough for ZebGedney. He's gonna have to dive deep into 8 to get that raft.
Not only that, but he is going to have to do a lot of blue dark nut combat. That room that had the raft in it was very, very nasty. Those blue dark nuts and those bubbles. That's an awful combination.
I'm curious if Hipoot would consider going back into level 1 to find that any key. He has 3 keys, and that's, an okay amount, but...
But he doesn't know that it... I don't think he knows that the any key is there, does he?
He's the one who found the hint.
Oh, wait,
was that ZebGedney?
I'm actually not sure, but...
I'm getting confused.
I still think that at this point, it's probably a wise idea just to try to take the rest of the Triforces out of the dungeons, depending on your comfort level. Because Hipoot is a newer runner, he may not be comfortable with going into level 9 without some kind of tunic upgrade or some kind of defense, which may be the reason why he bought that potion earlier. He may be looking to get a potion to tide him over in level 9 until he finds a ring, or he can find the heart container in level 4, and now he has a 20% chance at picking up the magical sword.
And magical sword is... Oh, okay. I don't know if he intended to use that potion, but he did.
He was a little low on health.
He was low. You picked up a heart in here, so there's no... Unless you just don't like Gleoks.
Actually, not quite sure why he is trying to clear out this Gleok either. He may not want to deal with it on return trips, because now that Gleok is dead, it will stay dead.
Yeah, if there's some bomb hole that you need to actually bomb out of up there, don't have to deal with it on the return trip. I think Zeb is in level 2 hunting for keys.
It depends on the contents of the money-making game, as well as how far away a shop with keys is, or if he even marked down a shop with keys. One thing that I really need to stress to new runners is how important it is to mark down a key shop, because you never know when you're going to get yourself into a bad key situation, and it looks like ZebGedney is buying a key, so it'll be interesting to see how much, if any, gambling he does for keys, because that screen that has that key shop is not very far from start.
Well, it does look like the blue ring is there, and it was $241, so a little pricier than I thought.
I can't see either of these runners picking up a blue ring unless they do a lot of gambling, and that can take a lot of time. Even just in menuing, it could take a lot of time. Hipoot does look like he is digging for keys as well as the dungeon item. He must think he needs the red ring to finish the game. Unfortunately, he does not know that it is in level 9.
Yeah, he'll find a recorder in here, which it's an item.
And
makes travel easier. And
he also, I'm not sure if he knows... Does he know the location of 6?
He has not gone at Death Mountain at all. He hasn't picked up the wand, he hasn't bombed any of it. So that's a big open area.
So he might actually be looking for this recorder, because he may think that level 6 is at the record. He might think level 6 is at the recorder spot.
Yeah. As far as he knows, there's a possibility. But he did leave it behind. He's gonna probably go through the dead woods and wrap up to the grave. And level 6 didn't take Zeb too long to do. Oh, a screen scroll. Very nicely done.
Very well done. It does look like Hipoot is at least familiar with the Deadwood screen scroll, which is probably the most important screen scroll to know in the game.
And Zeb is back into level 8 with his 1 key.
We saw a lot of locked doors in here. I'm not sure how far he'll be able to get with that 1 key.
Well, he got stopped at the White Sword room earlier. Not sure how far he's going to be able to get beyond that.
I don't think he can get all the way to the end of this dungeon with just 1 key, though, especially when he comes to the conclusion that he does need to dig the item out of here.
Well, I think he is going to be able to get to the Triforce. If memory serves, to the left is the stair that goes right next to the Triforce, and you just bomb to it. The raft, on the other hand, I want to say it was somewhere in the top left.
The raft was, I believe, all the way in the upper left corner. And I believe you had to clear out multiple blue Dark Nut rooms to get there. And Hipoot in Death Mountain, it looks like if he hasn't found his wand, by now he'll probably find his wand soon.
Yeah, he's on the screen.
There is his wand, and he's probably got to be kicking himself that he didn't come up here earlier, because we are an hour and 6 minutes into the seed, and this is at the point where you've got to wonder if your opponent is in level 9. Usually around an hour or so in, when I don't see a dot done, I'm beginning to feel a lot of time pressure and wondering if my opponent is in level 9.
Yeah, pretty much anyone that's racing tends to feel they're behind. Once it starts getting up past an hour, you're like, how many Triforces do I have? Man, I need more. Should have gone faster. You remember all the times you lost time. And Hipoot's gonna probably almost full clear Death Mountain if he can get more bombs.
And both of these runners, for the most part, have been keeping a pretty level head. ZebGedney finding the Triforce in level 8, but he may be digging for that item. He just doesn't know how deep he's going to need to dig to be able to find it. And Hipoot out of bombs.
Zeb does get a heart container, which that'll bring him up to 8.
Very, very valuable for him. And Hipoot is at 11 hearts now, so he will have a 40% chance at picking up the magical sword.
Alright, he got a bomb drop up in Death Mountain.
Unfortunately, I don't really see a very easy opportunity for him to check the magical sword, because it is very far from really anything.
Yeah, given everything that he has left to do, and without the recorder, it's pretty far away.
Depending on his comfort level with enemies, he might give it a check right before level 9, but it is a 7 screen commitment.
For possibly no reward.
I think for it to be worth checking with that kind of time commitment, you need to have at least 12 hearts.
And Hipoot did get a bait. You never know.
That's a good safety, because we have not seen the Hungry Gorilla.
We have seen a lot of rooms too. It could very well be in 9.
Wouldn't it be something if either Ganon or Zelda in level 9 was blocked by the bait?
That's always fun. Defeat Ganon, then you walk into a room, a shutter door opens, but it's behind a bait block. You're like, why?
ZebGedney, walking past the Triforce in level 8 again, he is set on digging out this item, it looks like.
And he's going to find it. And he gets a clock.
That is a huge clock. This room was such a pain for Hipoot.
The bubbles can't bother you, the dark nuts can't hit you. Just go around, beat everything, get your item. Even picks up the 5er with 1 arrow.
And now he has his raft, so both of these runners have everything they need to finish the game. But what's interesting is that after this dungeon, both runners are going to be missing, looks like different dungeons for their clears. With ZebGedney missing 5 and 4, and Hipoot missing 6 and 7. And Hipoot is in level 6.
Yep. And he found the Triforce, so...
Immediate Triforce. So Hipoot has a 1 dungeon lead, but when you're in goal mode, these dungeons typically don't take very long, so we should see both of these runners enter level 9 within just a few minutes of each other.
Oh... Zeb got trapped.
Oh, Zeb soft-locked.
Well, this is good. It might direct him into vanilla, which he hasn't found yet.
And he is heading that way right now.
You just grabbed a raft. You're missing a level. Why not?
Looks like Hipoot might take a visit to the fairy fountain before going into 7. Or not.
You might be checking this. And it cost him some rupees.
What's he looking for, though?
Not sure. Maybe a bomb shop?
No, he's just going in. So both of our runners have entered the last dungeon that they need pretty quickly, but I believe this is ZebGedney's first trip into level 4. But Hipoot has already done a lot of exploration of level 7, so there's only a few places where the Triforce can be.
Well, Zeb is going to have to head back into level 5 after this. But if he chooses the right key door, it's just 1 room away from where he's already been. Darknut's not playing nice, though.
Oh, certainly not with that green tunic, because, mind you, both of our runners are still on green tunic.
A lot of enemies do 2 hearts of damage, and we start with 3 after a death or an up and A. It's pretty quick to die, if you just take 1 or 2 hugs.
And I think I just saw a nice 16 count fairy from Hipoot.
Yep. If you're able to kill 16 enemies in a row without getting hit, bam, fairy. And Hipoot sees, there's a magic key in 1. But he does have 5. That's a decent number.
I think at this point, you just have to hope that that'll be enough to get you through level 9, because if he takes a look at his timer, he's got to be under tremendous time pressure at this point, considering that we're almost an hour and 15 minutes into this race. Yes, the seed has been trolly, but even so, you have to think that your opponent is in level 9.
Yeah.
And the more time that passes, the more time pressure that he'll find himself under. You'll see a lot of runners that will just start panicking once they get to hour 15, hour 20, hour 25, and still not see that dot done in IRC. And Hipoot, unfortunately, out of bombs, so he is going to need to leave level 7.
Yeah, you entered with just 2, and when you're trying to find a bomb hole, they evaporate. He's likely heading toward either a bomb shop, maybe get some health, find some bomb droppers. Or sometimes you just want to check every overworld spot. Oh, he might be making a play on mags.
That wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. Given the difficulty of the enemies, he might be going to make a play on mags. I don't think it's a bad play. I just don't think it's the best use of his time right now.
No, but he is hunting for bombs. And I don't know where the closest bomb shop is, but if it's a ways away...
He might actually just be going over there to check the magical sword while searching for bombs because he needs to anyway. ZebGedney heading back into level 5. And he will find some Wizrobes here, and these will drop bombs.
Potentially. Not that time.
Unfortunately, he doesn't appear to be in the correct part of the drop table.
They didn't want to give him bombs either.
This is a situation where you might actually want to consider, if you're trying to farm bombs, you might actually want to duck in and out of level 1, because there are two screens full of bomb dropping enemies that are close to level 1, and Hipoot able to pick up the magical sword with 11 hearts.
That's nice. He got a bomb drop right outside. He got mags. You gotta be feeling good about that.
That's pretty big for him. That'll speed up his combat in level 9 tremendously, as well as just make combat in this level easier. One thing I am a little confused about is, after picking up the magical sword, why he didn't refill his health at the fairy fountain in Up A.
He might not know that works.
True, he is newer to the randomizer.
And Zeb is going to be getting his final Triforce here. Got a compass, he picked up an extra key. He's going to be heading to 9.
And both of our runners have 4 keys, and Hipoot getting the Triforce at level 7.
They're both heading to 9.
At the same time. So we will see near simultaneous entrances into level 9. Hold on tight, folks. We have a race.
These runners took completely different routes, but at the end it all converged.
Hipoot
they both got a bomb upgrade. Wow.
Hipoot does have an advantage with that magical sword.
Not sure where Hipoot is going, though.
I am not quite sure either. I would be heading straight for level 9. And ZebGedney entering level 9 at 116.56.
Hipoot's heading over.
And Hipoot entering level 9 at 117.09. There are 13 seconds of difference in this.
And we got a first hint. Kidnap awaits in northeast of Skull. They know where to find Zelda. But first, they gotta find Ganon. Ganon is required to defeat the Seed. And they got Lionel's in here. That's never fun.
Well, with silver arrows,
silver arrows are fine.
And they don't exactly have infinite arrows, but they have enough. But one thing that could be a huge factor in this level 9 is keys.
You gotta be very careful with when you spend your keys in this level. There's no guarantee there's gonna be keys in here.
And both of them know that they are not going to find any key in here. Another thing that you may see both of these runners do is you may see both of them check staircases for the red ring, because it is known that the red ring is in level 9. I don't know if either of these runners individually realize it, but we know that the red ring is here.
Yep. And it looks like Hipoot's taking staircases, trying to get some better coverage, see where they lead, start mapping 9.
Nick in chat is asking, does Zeb have a potion? He actually never picked up the letter, to my knowledge.
He did not pick up the letter. But silver arrows, fires. It's all down to who can find Ganon, who can find Zelda. Are magical stairs required? What kind of room is Ganon going to be in? And Hipoot's going to have a big advantage with that magical sword versus Ganon.
Not only that, but he has potions, and fighting Ganon with green tunic when you have no potion is not fun, because if you get Hyrule Drivered, that's 4 hearts of damage. And when you only have 9 hearts, that's not very much leeway.
Oh, not at all.
So at this point, I feel Hipoot has a bit of an advantage with his magical sword, but not so much that this isn't something that ZebGedney can't overcome. It all really depends on which one of them takes the right turn.
It does look like Hipoot just has the letter now, does not have potion anymore.
He might have just used it.
Yeah.
He's at full health. He probably just used it. And so far, it looks like level 9 is giving both of our competitors the runaround. He may consider going back through the staircase because he is a bit low on keys. Does elect to spend a key here, so he is down to 2 keys.
Yeah, once you get down to 2, you got to be very careful. You don't want to hear a Ganon roar and then just be faced with a key door with no key. But they're playing Hyrule's game. Oh, there you go.
It does open.
Now we know Zelda is in the northeast. We don't know where Ganon is. We don't know where a compass is.
We do know that there are a lot of Patras in level 9, and Patra with the green tunic is very, very dangerous.
They do have the offense for Patra, but defense, not so much.
The Hipoot picking up some much-needed bombs.
Oh, there you go. Beast in Southwest.
Hipoot has the information. So now I think if you're Hipoot, I would just start taking staircases until you find one that deposits you in the Southwest.
Yep. Zeb is currently in an area we know doesn't lead to anything, unless it's a magical stair situation and the stairs are up here.
We have pretty decent coverage, so it's entirely possible that that it could be a kind of magical staircase situation, but man, that is a nasty room that ZebGedney is in.
Yeah, there are swords flying all over the place. But a clock, always nice.
That's a great clock. Does not get a drop, presumably killing all those blue Lionels to try to find bombs. And ZebGedney does find a staircase that takes him to the southwest. He doesn't know that he's in the correct quadrant to find Ganon.
He does not, and he doesn't want to use a key either.
I mean, that's the right call from his perspective. We just know that it's not the correct place to search for Ganon. Did ZebGedney just do a Kanana key? I didn't see his key count drop. He might have picked one up.
Yeah, I think he picked one up. Because when you have keys, you can't do a Kanana key. You have to have 0, otherwise it automatically will just take your key.
I guess I just didn't see that he picked up a 5th key.
Yeah. Hipoot taking out a Patra. He's trying to find the way.
Trying to find a bomb hole to that southwest. We have not found anything so far, so this is looking more and more like a magical staircase situation. And both of our runners on very low health. ZebGedney on 2 hearts and Hipoot on 1 heart. If we don't see a fairy soon, better shoot an arrow at those bombs. There you go.
It might be those stairs ZebGedney took. And you just have to go south through that key door.
The Hipoot is taking an up A, so he is going to try another path through this dungeon.
Check for some bomb walls over this way. And likely gonna grab those bombs out of the like. So what are the odds we get simultaneous Ganon fights?
It depends on how quickly Hipoot makes his way over to the other corner, because it looks like ZebGedney is finding a way into the southwest corner. So he doesn't know how close he is to Ganon.
He does not. And Hipoot's slowly winding his way. I don't know if this is going to work out,
taking a staircase.
This might lead him to a... Yeah, he's now far, far away from Ganon. Might be near Zelda.
This is such an exciting race.
Can you bomb Hipoot? No. The bomb hole train stops.
So this is looking more and more like a magical staircase situation to get to Ganon.
And we still haven't seen Zelda's shutter door. We know she's up here somewhere.
No, we have not.
This is still anyone's race at this moment. There's really no telling who's going to win.
I think this is the closest race I've ever commentated out of anything.
It's definitely the closest race I've commentated. Not that I've done many. There's a map.
Hipoot finding a map. So that will help him a little bit in searching.
He is taking a stare, trying to see if he can get to maybe deep in the southwest.
And I also think
Does
Hipoot has a
not.
compass, too. Yes, Hipoot has a compass as well.
Oh, nice.
So now all he needs to do is find Ganon, but it really depends on, again, whether a magic staircase is required. And it looks like ZebGedney is taking every staircase he comes to, so he is... he may have figured out that there may be a magical staircase required as well.
Now Zeb's getting the map.
Nice
In the
bomb
bomb
drop,
blast.
nice bomb drop. Interesting we haven't found either one of the items yet in this dungeon, because I'm
Yeah,
sure
there's been a lot of
either of
stairs.
these runners would welcome a red ring right now.
And our runners pass each other. Zeb entering the stair, Hipoot leaving.
I'm beginning to think that
Oh, Patra takes that round.
I'm beginning to think that this is the point where you may need to start searching for bomb holes, because we have pretty good coverage on level 9, and we have not found any trace of Zelda or Ganon yet.
I
think this is.
Yeah.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I think there's a bomb wall around here somewhere, because Hipoot's come out of the staircase in the northeast corner. I want to say this is his 4th time.
He's down to 1 key, too.
He is down to 1 key.
And with 1 room to the right, you don't want to go there. If you can at all help it.
This is such a bad situation for Hipoot, because he needs to either start bombing walls or he needs to use his last key. But I'm sure he wants to avoid using his last key until he finds himself in that southwest quadrant.
Right. Because you don't want to be key blocked from Ganon.
Whereas ZebGedney has come into a lot of keys.
Now Zeb's probably watching his rupee count, because
He's a little
you want to
low,
use
yes.
arrows, yeah. But he's run low.
This is quite a level 9, giving both of our competitors the runaround, and ZebGedney suffering a death.
Yeah, that magical sword for Hipoot helps.
And the
Quite a
extra
bit.
health as well. Don't discount
Oh,
the
yes.
extra health, because that will let him take an extra hit from the Lionels. But I don't believe either one of them have a potion. ZebGedney deep in the tank at the start of level 9. He seems puzzled as to where to go.
He has not found the hint for Ganon's location, so he doesn't know where he's supposed to be trying to go.
I wonder if Hipoot will try to use his last key on this door. No, he's not.
No. That might be the key door you gotta take.
Because he's done a lot of bombing around this southwest corner and hasn't been able to find anything.
Gonna try to bomb.
Nothing.
No. He knows he needs
He
to
is-
go to the southwest.
He is
Last
going
key.
to use his last key. Hopefully there's some more keys down here.
I'm thinking he's gonna find Ganon.
He's got to find Ganon soon. Because we're running out of rooms in the southwest corner, and There is a staircase that he may be able to take. Looks like he is going to clip into the staircase and finds the red candle.
It's red, just not the red item you want.
Well, both of the items missing are red.
Yep. So is Ganon to the left? No.
But
Got a key.
Hipoot picking up a lot of keys. He's back up to 2 keys, which, given how much of level 9 he has explored, may make him feel a little bit more comfortable. May be able to bomb up from here. No.
Well, he could go left from the room to the right of that. So maybe Ganon is in that little offset room to the left.
It could be, and that would be a very nasty place for Ganon. I think we've covered everywhere else in this corner. Nice troll clock. Well, there's Ganon's room, but that's not going to have Ganon.
Just some keys. Ganon has moved to greener pastures. Is he to the left here? I don't have Hipoot's audio, so I don't know if he's heard Ganon's roar.
He may have.
He's here.
Yes, he has found Ganon. I'm a little curious why he didn't check that staircase for the red ring, though, because this fight is very, very dangerous. One Hyrule driver will kill him.
And those fireballs are taking 1 heart each every time they hit.
And Hyrule drivered.
There you go. But he knows where to go.
Yes, he does know where to go, so he is leaving level 9, probably to...
Well, he might have thought about going to get heart refilled, then decided, I'll try to get hearts in here.
I think at this point you really need to go for the sure thing, but he's got to be under incredible time pressure right now.
Oh, yes.
Hour 20, hour 25, hour 30, still no dot done. Where is this dot done has got to be going through his mind.
He does have enough for a potion if there's a potion shop around. You don't want to get eaten by leg-likes. And he's just going to up A to refill back up to 3. Zeb is still looking around 9. Yeah.
ZebGedney still very, very cold for either Ganon or Zelda, and we still have not found Zelda's shutter yet.
Well, there's her shutter right there. Zeb just walked past
Zeb just found it, so Zeb does know where... Zelda is. Both of them know where Zelda is. Hipoot knows where Ganon is, but...
You gotta kill the beast.
You do have to kill the beast, and with a green tunic and very few hearts, it can be very difficult. If I were Hipoot, I would consider going out to get a potion, as painful as it is this late. Nice reverse block clip from ZebGedney.
Very well done.
But this is quite the level 9. I think we're going on 15, almost 20 minutes in this level 9.
And if Zeb heard the glitched roar of Patra, he'd know Ganon is right south of that room.
He probably did, because I saw him try to bomb into that room. He probably knows where Ganon is. So this is quite the race, but Hipoot, it really comes down to who can actually kill Ganon with a green tunic, because that is not the easiest thing in the world to do, even with a magical sword. And ZebGedney with that white sword.
Hipoot needs to remember how to get back there.
This is where that money-making game may come into play, but it could be possible that ZebGedney and Hipoot may both be searching for Red Ring.
They very well might.
Because a red ring, especially for Hipoot, would make the Ganon fight pretty trivial. But it could be
need more than 1 heart.
Well, of course. Of course, on more than 1 heart. Because a Hyrule driver will kill you on 1 heart, even if you have a red ring. But just in general, with the number of hearts that both of these runners have, red ring would make the Ganon fight pretty easy.
He wasn't in a trolley room, so
I think the room he was in was just wide open.
yeah. And Zeb's,
ZebGedney looks like he is headed in the right direction.
he's found the key door.
He has found the key door, so he may have a little bit of an easier time locating the room that he needs to take to get to Ganon, because he's got to know where Ganon is by now. And ZebGedney finding the Troll Red Candle, Hipoot taking another death in level 9, still pushing onward.
But Hipoot's gonna encounter Ganon shortly. Not Hipoot. ZebGedney, yeah.
ZebGedney, but based on the coverage that we've seen on the map, it does look like the red ring is very, very difficult to get to, and will take a lot of time to find, searching for the correct staircase.
Well, there was a staircase right in front of Ganon
that he did not check, and ZebGedney does look like he has found Ganon, but he is debating on whether to search for this red ring first, and it looks like he is declining to fight Ganon, so he must be under the impression that he needs this red ring. And after clearing out these Vires, Hipoot will have a confirmation of exactly not only where Zelda is located, but how to get to her.
It's always good to know. Zeb has found the red ring.
Zeb has found the red ring, so that will
right
be
before Ganon.
Big advantage to him. So very unfortunate that Hipoot did not check that one staircase right before Ganon. So with the kind of hearts that he has, ZebGedney looks like he will come out on top. I mean, anything can happen in the Ganon fight, but with Red Ring and a decent amount of hearts, you should be able to take down this Ganon.
Ganon's spawns might be a little more offset than what he's used to, which happens in some of these seeds.
But overall, just props to both of our runners for sticking the seed out. This was an incredibly challenging seed.
And just
a couple more hits left for ZebGedney.
White Sword, you got to hit him 8 times, and there you go. Silvers to finish him off.
So now it should be just a walk back. So I don't believe we actually had any staircases required to get to Ganon or Zelda. It was just a very, very complicated level 9.
Yeah, I think you just take a winding path over to Zelda and you should be good. Zeb might be trying to find a shortcut back.
Because he knows that dot done could be coming at any second, especially we're almost an hour 40 into the seed.
And Hipoot's heading back towards Ganon. Is he going to check the stair this time?
No, he is not.
He is not.
He can only take a couple of hits in this. But he does have the magical sword, so he only needs to do half the work. But he also takes 4 times the damage that ZebGedney does, and he may not be familiar with Ganon's movement pattern, as he does take a bop from Ganon.
And ZebGedney has finished it
finding
first.
Zelda, and he has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour 39 minutes and 1 second. Well done to ZebGedney.
Well done. I think the bottom line was not checking the staircase.
Not checking the staircase for that red ring is what cost Hipoot this race.
Something to always keep in mind.
We'll see if we can maybe get ZebGedney in here. So everybody in chat, give all of your energy to Hipoot to try to finish the seed.
Hipoot is loading up on hearts. Likely going to head back.
And Overlord Lurk asking in chat if there is a hack to make Ganon visible for practice. I've seen that done with Lua before.
There is one. There's a ROM created that shows a visible Ganon in Vanilla 3. You just go in and you're able to practice fighting Ganon when he's just visible, dancing around. I don't have a link to it, though. Hipoot's giving Ganon another shot.
Depending on how experienced he is at the Ganon fight, he may want to go get a potion, but it does look like he has some kind of knowledge about the movement cycle. He does take out Ganon. He does take out Ganon, picks up the Triforce of Power, so he will be headed over as well to up the.
All right.
Pick up the Triforce of Power, and then he will be headed to finish up.
Really close race.
Very close race. It just came down to one decision, deciding not to check that staircase before Ganon to find the red ring. And again, props to both of these runners for going pretty much the entire seed on a green tunic. There aren't very many people that can do that. And we do have ZebGedney in the commentator's booth. Congratulations on your win. And
just as Hipoot finishes, congrats, ZebGedney.
Close. It was a few minutes.
And Hipoot is done as well with a time of 1 hour 42 minutes 9 seconds. You have no idea how close this race was. But before we get into too many further questions, I'm going to see if we can get Hipoot in here as well.
Sure.
So that we can interview them both. To try to get both of their perspectives on it, because this was a great race, especially on just an incredibly difficult seed. I've played in a lot of these matches. I've done a lot of seeds. I've seen a lot of tournament coverage, and this is one of the most difficult seeds that I've ever seen. Not quite as bad as the Unos Wolfman seed, but it was still pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to top that Unos seed.
Yeah, I don't think I could deal with the back-to-back, was it back-to-back blue Wizrobe rooms like that?
Yes, that's correct.
Hipoot's in the waiting room.
Okay.
And so we'll just get him in here, and then we'll have a chat with him to go over the seed.
But that was well done. You did some great screen scrolling, Zeb. Just bypassed a lot of screens. Did a reverse clip once. I'm not even comfortable doing those.
Oh, that reverse clip was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the reverse clips. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes they feel not too difficult. But I feel like I started off pretty bad. I mean, that was a horrible start. It was about as bad of a start as you could expect. Just took way too many deaths early on. But I don't know.
when you have Wizrobes all over the world map,
yeah,
there were a lot of bad Wizrobe screens, even with the restrictions that Fred has placed on Wizrobes on certain screens. They were still everywhere.
Yeah, the first few seeds I played this game, I loved having Wizrobes on the overworld. I just felt like it was something easy to avoid. Not having to see them in dungeons, and then all of a sudden, I started taking those, those beams as you enter the screen, the FU beams, just right away. That's where it got that's when it finally was, all right, I'm kind of sick of this. Maybe the dungeons aren't so bad, but I guess at the same time you could have back-to-back blue Wizrobe rooms with the Triforce potentially blocking the way to the ladder. So I guess I shouldn't complain too much, I guess.
Oh, certainly.
But that was an exciting race to watch.
Oh, it was very, very exciting. It's one of the closest races I've seen in a very long time, and we do have Hipoot joining us in the booth.
Hello.
GG's.
GG's, man. GG's.
Great job on finishing that seed. That was a very, very challenging seed. You two have no idea how close it was going into level 9. The two of you entered level 9. How close do you think it was?
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'd probably say within like about a minute, maybe.
Since you're asking.
You were 13 seconds apart entering level 9.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And it was, even within level 9, it was back and forth, back and forth. Hipoot found the compass first. Both of you found the map first. What actually made the difference in the Ganon fight was the red ring. The red ring was right next to Ganon. That staircase before Ganon had the red ring.
I just didn't check it.
ZebGedney checked it.
At that point, I had all 6 stairways marked, and I had already found the red candle, so I knew it was either going to be red ring or magic key were the last 2 items I didn't have.
I got the hint that magic key was actually in level 1, and I didn't pick that up.
Okay.
Oh man,
I would love to have that.
The whole key. Neither one of you actually picked up the magical key, and level 9 ended up being very tricky with the key situation.
Yep.
ZebGedney had great key management, but Hipoot, you had just enough keys to be able to get where you want. You actually found Ganon first, but that red ring made all the difference and just let ZebGedney catch up.
Yeah, I think I passed by that staircase, right? I must have.
Yes, it was impossible to miss. You had to bomb left. You had to bomb left from that room to get to Ganon. So
yeah,
both of us in the booth were actually wondering why you weren't checking that.
I think the pressure was just kind of getting to me in my first kind of like randomizer race, and I heard Ganon, and I was just like, okay, I just need to get there right now. Like, I didn't even bother to see that if it was I assumed it was a 6th staircase because I only found 5, and if it was the item, it could have been. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't thinking straight, but I did die to Ganon, and that did make the difference.
Whereas ZebGedney did have a much easier time with the Ganon fight with the red ring. We thought you were actually in the driver's seat for most of level 9 because you picked up the magical sword at 11 hearts and ZebGedney couldn't get it because he only had 9 hearts.
Yeah, I think I grabbed it around, I was looking for bombs, and I made my way in the overworld to where I knew the magical sword was, killing enemies looking for bombs to clear 7, because I think that was the last Triforce I got.
That's correct.
I was having a lot of trouble with level 7.
That level 7 was nasty. That was, outside of level 9, level 7 was easily the nastiest part of the sea. There were land molas everywhere. There were some awful blue Dark Nut rooms as well. But it really just came down to one decision, and one decision can have a huge impact on the race, but pretty much the entire race, it was neck and neck. I don't think either one of you ever had more than a 1 Triforce lead.
The really fun part was you took totally different routes.
Nice.
Hipoot went to the southeast early. Zeb went totally different area. Zeb had the wand for a long time. Well, Hipoot, you didn't get that until much later.
Almost the end. Almost the end of the race too.
Where was the wand again?
The wand was the Armos item. It was the Death Mountain Armos, and we were wondering how long it was going to take you to go up there.
Yeah, I didn't go to Death Mountain until 40, 50 minutes into the race.
It was pretty late.
Yeah, there was so much to do in just the southern part of the overworld that I just wanted to grind that all out, and I could have optimized my bombs a little bit better. I had to travel back up to the northeast at one point to clear 1 or 2 spots, and it was just all around could have been a little bit better in optimization of movement. But I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. Was there another way to get the silvers in 3 without buying arrows?
No.
Really?
No, everything in level 3. The Triforce, the Triforce, the Silvers, and the Heart Container, I believe, were all bow blocked. So
That's
the wood arrows
insane.
were required. And just in general, in these flag sets, it's a good idea to get wooden arrows as soon as possible, as soon as you find the bow, just because Pulse Voices tend to be everywhere.
Noted.
They were a little bit light in this steed, but they definitely helped clear out some of the rooms, especially in level 9. There were a lot of Pulse Voices in level 9.
They definitely show up in level 9.
Yeah, they saved me when I was fought Ganon again, because of course I took like 3 hits and I was just trying to kill Fool's Voices and got some fairies and hearts and stuff to help me beat it, because I still didn't pick up the red ring.
And again, I have to stress to both of you, congratulations for both of you performances. You two put on an amazing show, especially on really just such a difficult seed. Not everybody in this tournament would even be able to complete such a difficult seed. Like, this is
good game to use, Zeb.
Thank you.
Glad my first tournament race for Zelda 1 Randomizer was pretty awesome, actually. I had so much fun. Like,
yeah.
Okay, my mic was muted in my stream, but I was just like in my seat, just jumping up and down. Like every time I got to try first, I'm like, let's go.
I'm the same way. I'm either squealing or swearing at the game, one of the two, when I'm doing a tournament race.
Or going hysterical.
It's just especially towards the end, just the kind of time pressure that you feel, and both of you just had to be feeling tremendous time pressure as you explored that level 9.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, looking at my times, it felt like it took so long to get going in this, and then once I got going, I actually found a lot of items, some important items quickly. Find the bow, the ladder, and the silver arrows. I believe I found fairly quickly.
Yes, you had bow and silver arrows very quickly.
So that was nice. And I felt like it was gonna hit that point where sometimes where a seed just feels like it's kind of slowing down, then all of a sudden you get a couple items and it just moves along. And I still I don't know. I felt like I didn't map the overworld well enough, or not map it, but route it properly. I could have probably been a little more efficient, and I took a lot of bad deaths early on, and
yeah, and my dungeon mapping could have been better too, because like I hit like level 1, 8, and 3 like pretty early on, and I was just trying to like dig through them with not much like to work with, and that wastes a lot of time on my part. And then I like looked through level 2, and I was digging for the item in level 2, and I probably shouldn't have done that, because it was Lord Banana, but like it was the very last room in like a straight snake line of a shape. So,
you might as well check it. If you only have a few rooms left, you might as well check the item. You never know what it could be. And another thing that I noticed is that you never actually bought any of the hints, I believe.
I was just gonna ask if you bought any hints.
Yeah, I actually I've never actually like really optimized on buying hints in a randomizer before, and I kind of want to get into that. It's just like the save thing, right?
I had just saved before finding the first hints, so I was able to purchase those 3 and then retry to get money back, which was really helpful, because I think that gave me let me know that the bow, I believe, was in. No, it didn't tell me the bow. I think it told me the whistle was in 4, and the ladder was in 1.
Really?
Hints were all of the hints were very, very valuable.
Yeah. There's only one I didn't get, and that was the one at Vanilla 5. I was short a few rupees, and then I forgot why I didn't. I found the heart container blue candle section, so I took the blue candle and just I didn't retry after that, so that's why I never went back.
Yeah, I got pretty. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do either of you two have anything more you want to say about the seed?
I got very lucky with my bomb situation in Death Mountain, because I could not find a bomb shop like at all. Like, I'm looking at my tracker right now, and I think I found one bomb shop. Bombs were like 11, right? Vanilla 1. Oh, there it is. I'm looking now. Yeah. That was the only bomb shop I ever found, actually.
I think there was only one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Rare shop.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And I think like my second to last bomb, I found 6 on Death Mountain, and there weren't a whole lot of enemies on bomb dropping enemies up there. So watch your bombs.
Yep. So I don't really have anything else to add. Just need to keep grinding away at this and try to be better for next opponent.
Yeah, good luck to you, Zeb.
Thanks, you too.
Again,
much.
GG to both of you. And if the two of you want more practice, I would highly recommend playing in the nightly races if you can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I should do that more often. I usually do it offline, so
School's got me beat.
yeah.
I'll get more into it, Ryder, I promise.
Good games to you both. It was an exciting watch and pleasure to commentate.
Thanks for commentating.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely.
All right.
Now, do we have any more races coming up tonight?
On Speed Gaming. Now, there might be a race going on right now. Adirondack Rick versus Zardia. I'm not sure the status of that, but it started an hour after this one. Speed Gaming.
So I imagine if they're they're probably about midway through the seed. Probably just either searching for that last item they need to complete the game or just cleaning up dungeons at this point.
And there was another race that started at the same time as this one on Speed Gaming 3.
There's another one in 2 hours, Diesel says.
Yeah. So Speed Gaming 3 is done. But there's 2 on the main Speed Gaming channel, so if you want more, you're going to be staying up. Head on over there.
Alrighty. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get some sleep. Thank you very much for the race, Seb, and thank you, commentators.
You're welcome, and good luck in the rest of your matches.
I had a
Thank
great
you.
time. Thank you very much, Ryder. See you later, guys.
And
And
please
with
give
that-
our runners a follow. They're
Oh,
great guys.
Oh, absolutely. Give both of these runners a follow for putting up for just some of the terrible things the randomizer put them through tonight.
And also give Ryko Rider a follow. Plays a lot of games, a lot of fun.
And give Thirwolf a follow as well. As well as
Dude was our tracker.
Our tracker, yes. He did a lot of hard work in this race too. And I think that'll be about it for us tonight.
Yep. And if you're not already, follow Speed Gaming. There's going to be a lot of these races on here, as well as many other randomizer tournaments going on.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.